Alright guys, it's time for the very first ever Habs vs Leafs game review, game preview, Bunduru. Woohoo! Yeah, that's the junkie special of the day. So, if you're new around here, grab yourself a beer and park that ass on a chair, as we're about to talk about the first game of this playoff series, and we're gonna try and predict the lineups for tonight's game, and just chit-chat about the series so far. But first, before we begin, if you guys are a fan of the Habs, or you've broken a beer bottle over somebody's head before, please consider subscribing to my channel, as I upload hockey content daily and would really enjoy if you guys tagged along for the ride. Also, try and take a stab at predicting the score for tonight's game in the comment section, and if you get it right, I will pin your comment to the top and give you a shout out in the game review for this one. Now, we did have some winners for this score prediction contest during the last game preview video. And let's see who the heroes of the night were. And you know what? I can't wait to butcher some of these names, as mispronouncing names is just one of my all-time personal favorite things to do. So here we go. We've got Theo Bupertuis. This guy dreamt the night before that the score was going to be 2-1 for the Habs, and boy was he ever right. Just below him, we've got Martin Wilson, and this guy has his own scripture written in here with some really cool stuff, and he also predicted a 2-1 win for the Habs. He said it was going to be an OT, but Martin, my buddy, it's all fine and dandy. You still got the score right. Moving on, we've got a guy who changed his name from Slippery Noodle. He's now known as Slippery Nod. So don't call him Noodle anymore, or he's gonna, he's gonna get angry and stuff. So good job, Noodle buddy. Moving on, we've got James Gwekozian, or Gwekozian. Kind of like Bogosian, but it's not. This guy also did a good job on the prediction. We've also got our boy Gubbins down here who predicted the right score, and Justin Boulay. So let's see what Mr. Boulay is gonna predict today. Woohoo! Nailed it! Now, what a treat of a game that was on Thursday night. Holy smokes, if you're a Habs fan, everything about that game, other than the incident in the first period, was just wonderful. It was great. The Habs played exactly the style of game that they needed to play. I mean, they just hit everything that moved. It was great. And the Leafs didn't really seem to have an answer for that style of play. I thought Josh Anderson set the tone early. The guy looked like he was shot out of a cannon and just trying to run people through the boards out there. And sometimes you need a spark plug like that on the team to drag the rest of the little grasshoppers into the battle. And this is how the series has to continue if the Habs want any chance in hell at winning this one, okay? The Habs scored early. They got the very first goal of the game with Josh Anderson splitting the defense and getting a quick shot that fooled Jackie Chan Campbell. Then the Leafs would tie the game, compliments of Free Willy Nylander. He was hanging around in front of the net and banged home a rebound. Then we move on to later in the game, and the Habs took a penalty, and I thought, oh god, here we go. But you know what? Paul Byron out-hustled the Leafs rookie defenseman Sandlot, and he fell to the ice on the way to the net, and still fired a shot that beat Jack Campbell up high, which was the game-winning goal. And I'm going to tell you something. Paul Byron is a heart and soul type player. We all know that. Isn't it amazing how this guy was waived earlier in the season a couple of times, and hey, he comes into the lineup for the first game of the playoffs and scores a beauty. And you know what? If that had been Sidney Crosby or Alexander Ovechkin scoring that goal, man, that shit would have made the national news. Huh? That was probably the biggest goal of Paulie B's career. So yeah, everybody give it up for Paul Byron in here. One last thing of note here to talk about with regards to game one, and it's Carey Price, okay? I felt like Campbell played really good, but our boy Carey Price looked unbelievable as well back there, making the saves he needed to make and getting the win. That's a big game for Price, as hey, there's been some controversy around this guy all year, so let's hope this is a game that he's gonna build off and continue to play in beast mode. So, enough about that game, let's talk about this game tonight. Yeah, the game preview is about to begin. The second half of the Bunduru. So, with John Tavares out of the mix and Riley Nash finding himself in the doghouse during practice yesterday, it appears as if Slick Foligno is going to be centering the second line. What? Or at least that's what we saw during practice yesterday for the Leafs. The first line remains the same. We've got Guy Smiley centering Zachary Hyman and Mitch Marner. The second line looks like it's going to be Slickless Foligno centering Alex Galchenyuk, who's now back into the lineup apparently, and it kind of scares the hell out of me for some reason as, hey, this guy could be an X factor for them. And on the right side, we've got Free Willy Nylander. And I don't know if you guys notice, maybe it's just me, but Nylander seems like he enjoys playing against the Habs. That slimy looking bastard continuously pots goals against us lately. It's annoying and I don't like it. The third line looks like it's going to be Alexander Kerfoot between Mikheyev and Engvall. As, Riley Nash, he's been thrown to the curb again. They're treating him like a welder. And the fourth line, we've still got Jason Spezza between Jumbo Joe Thornton and Payne Simmons. And as for the defense pairings, it looks like these guys will remain in the exact same positions as they were in Game 1. Now, moving onward with the Habs lineup, I don't think we're going to see too many changes here up front with the forward group, especially in the top 9. Phil Deneau, Brendan Gallagher, and Thomas Tatar will still be intact and matched up against the Austin Matthews line. I had to. The second line of Suzuki between Toffoli and Armia were a little quiet during the first game, but who knows? Maybe this is the night they catch fire. And we see Tyler Toffoli turn, Super Saiyan in there, or some wacky shit like that. The third line, I'm guessing, will remain the same, with Eric Stahl between Corey Perry and Josh Anderson, and I felt like these guys actually set the tone last game, led by Josh Anderson, of course. I mean, that guy is scary as hell to play against, and he really does enjoy playing against the Leafs for whatever reason. So let's hope he has another big game tonight. Now, the fourth line, this is where things get a little shady, as apparently Jake Evans is a game time decision for tonight's game. Yeah, he's dealing with some kind of minor injury, hemorrhoids or some shit, I don't know. So we may just see Kotkaniemi wiggle his ass back into the lineup and play center between Paul the Hero Byron and Artturi Lehkonen. I expect the defense pairings for the Habs to remain the same, and Carey Price will get the start again tonight. Anyway, guys, that does it for this game preview, game review Bunduru. I hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the like button and predict the score on the way out of here, and I'll see you next time.